Hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy. I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today, I'd like to talk to you of another film, Machete, starring Danny Trejo, Steven Seagal, Jessica Alba, Michelle Rodriguez, and Robert De Niro, with also Don Johnson. It's a story of a ex-cop known as Machete. I think he also was DEA and other affiliated agencies tries to rescue his family, or else he tries to get revenge for his family's death after a corrupted Steven Seagal murders him. And he becomes a legendary, rebellious, I would say, assassin to go against the corruption, um, going against the corruption, political corruption of the government, against his poverty towards Latino Americans. And this film, okay, for those who don't know Grindhouse, that came out back in 2007. It was a double feature parody like exploitation film that paid tribute to the 1970s and 60s. It was released in 2007 with showcasing two films directed by Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, and with Death Proof and Planet Terror. And they showed fake trailers in the experience of the films. And this one was one of the trailers that actually got their movie. Um, there is another one that actually got their film too, and I think they're trying to get the other ones made. But this is the first ones that actually the Grindhouse that actually had its feature film, and actually also has a sequel called Machete Kills. Uh, Danny Trejo, this is his first, I believe, his first lead movie, well, for mainstream films. Um, and as the character Machete, the dude is already iconic with his appearance, his attitude. He owns this role as Machete. Now, however, there are a bunch of other characters that do take part in the story, so it doesn't necessarily focus a lot on Machete because there's these other characters that get introduced that does have a, I would say, self-awareness to what the overall theme of the movie is of favoritism, poverty, that in certain communities we're not giving the same treatment compared to others. And that was actually a very good, I would say, setup for this film. Also, it was actually surprising to have Robert De Niro into this. The stuff they so kind of fun and loony. He doesn't do much in the film, but in the material that he's given, he plays a crooked. Um, he plays a crooked politician. In the beginning of the film, you see him hunting. Uh, I would say people crossing the border, trying to make a better life in America, and he hunts them down with a few other uh, people he connect with Don Johnson, who's very great in the film, but he's also very menacing. He's a very menacing character, and when he's every time he's on screen, you just get this vibe that this dude is a little bit scary. Very underrated actor. I know he's done a lot of '80s properties, Miami Vice, that he was well known for, uh, and he was also in Django. This film is a blast. I had a great time. Uh, Michelle Rodriguez, I believe she and Jessica Alba are really like the heart of the movie. They're really the ones that really point out these situations that are happening in certain communities, and they try to do something about it. Michelle Rodriguez, she's kind of a rebellious um, leader who tries to build up like this website or this little community to try to do something about improving the community. Jessica Alba plays a cop who's really supposed to be taking Michelle Rodriguez down, but when she gets involved with Machete and realizes that there are people after him trying to murder him and tries to save him, then she starts to kind of see certain areas about how she starts to see certain things that changes her perspective, and it's she starts to be on the side of Machete and then Michelle Rodriguez. Also, Steven Seagal, whom I haven't really seen in a long time, but for here he was cool. He was cool. He played a very good villain, though he's not in it a lot. And that was actually a little bit the downside. He's not in it. But don't take this film seriously. It has some serious themes to really think about. But really, this is an all-time just fun film, like a guilty pleasure. But this film is just balls out bonkers, cartoony, grindhouse silliness, fun, like for real. I haven't had I haven't had a lot of fun. Well, for like movies to go with just for fun. This one shines up in one of my top just fun movies to watch. It's gruesome, it's violent. There's a scene in there where Machete's fighting in the hospital and he like ties like knives to this little thing and he swings it around and then gets like a he gets like a saw. He cuts this dude in the stomach. He grabs his intestines and runs out the window and swings to the lower floor and kills the guy, which was crazy. This movie is silly. I also forgot Lindsay Lohan's also in this film, and really she plays the daughter of this assassin guy who hires Machete to do this job to assassinate a politician, but they set him up. And he's also great in here. And I remember actually watching the Grindhouse trio. I thought they said him like he's like the main protagonist, not protagonist, antagonist. Not really. In this film, Steven Seagal's really the main antagonist. They kind of just set him up as part of a second antagonist, but he's not necessarily like the main one. But he was good as well. This movie was a blast. It was a blast. It was a great time at the movies. And then Machete right here. And it's surprisingly very funny. They'll also have a sequel. I might talk about the sequel, maybe. It came out 2013, I believe, and I saw it on Netflix. That was great. I think I like the first one a little bit better, but this one right here was fantastic. I also appreciate. I think the budget was like under 20 mil, like 11 or maybe 15 mil or less. I was very surprised on the production value of what they were able to do on a small budget I mean it's a lot of money still, but what they were able to do, which actually really were I believe like there should be an awareness of making certain stories and films on a lower budget. I mean, yeah, there's some visual effects in there that I don't often say necessarily look A plus, but it was able to manage and was able to, I would say, tell a good, I would say, story that certain movies don't need a lot of that visual effects and shine. Like especially if it's a movie that you just have a good time. I mean, this was great. It was a great film. This was a great movie. I actually thought the movie would have made a lot of money. And it actually did surpass its budget. But again, fortunately, I guess Grindhouse did not make a lot of money when it came out. But I could see this film be a cult classic status. It's been over 10 years. Check it out. You need to see this. This movie is awesome. Robert Rodriguez's Machete. Have you seen it? What you thought about it? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.